that. I'm a little bit late in the mix. While we let that go, I'm gonna do the poll for y'all real quick. Let me set that up. Was that Sydney Sweeney advertising American Eagle? Okay, I guess. Do your thing. All right, so my YouTube is. So it's not letting me do the poll for some reason. I'm actually clicking it. I can share. All right, so none of my stuff is working. Okay. Okay, so for some reason, none of my features are working right now. Hold on. Okay, did that work? Okay. Yeah, no, sorry about that, guys. Like, don't know what was going on there. But, technical difficulty. That's how we let it rock. Just let it rock. I don't know. Hey, sorry, guys. Let me just get this together real quick. Alright, hold on. Almost done with that. I'll finish this. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, we in there. Alright, cool. Alright, we good. Alright, we in there. Alright, back. Cool. Alright. Alright, now we really in it. Alright, cool. Yeah, sorry about that. Little technical difficulties, little adjustments and whatnot, but it's all about like, man, it's all about those adjustments and whatnot. I am doing a 2 p.m. live from the cribbo today. Literally just got done getting my hair cut, so I rushed on in. Was fortunate enough that my barber got me for an earlier appointment. He got me in for an earlier appointment, which helped out, so that way now I can just chill with you all for a wee bit. And I was I didn't know what time I was gonna do the afternoon live, just based off of the time I got my haircut. My haircut was just originally scheduled at 1:30. I knew it would take an hour, so I was I didn't know what time I'd be jumping on. But fortunately, it worked out a little bit well. We was able to get all nice and swift and do our thing. And then next thing you know, we here live doing what we do best, talking about it. You are live here, the conversation of health, wealth, and energy. I am your boy. Let's get a little bit of that background. It's a nice little sunny day outside. Let me just play with the lights real quick. See what we get. Oh, okay, no, that's good. All right, yep. Yeah, so, all right, so you are tuned in. Yeah, man, it's reconstructing the list, getting that set up. I was talking to my hairdresser about it. I was talking to my barber about it, and really just setting up that motion that we need to find the proper structure and what we do best. Outside of that, I'm thinking of so many things of what I have going on and what I need to do to structure out my life for the best possible success. So it's definitely steps in motion, my friend, and it takes for you to be real with yourself. That's why yesterday we came up with the honest assessment on the parts of our setup. We did the honest assessment review of what we've done today, how much we've gotten done, and then what we're gonna do next. So, yay. Hey, much love, Ricky. I see you, my friend. It's Ricky. Appreciate you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see all my people. Like I say, man, we getting busy, man. You see me attempting to get the live scheduling times right and everything like that. Just so many things in motion. But it's all about the adjustment, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing. Be great. Do your thing, man, because this is what we do. Amor, como tal vous, amor, or should I say, que pasa, amor? Whichever one best works for you. Outside of that, we're doing a nice little check-in. I'll do my honest assessment for myself today. Today, I got up and I got right to it. You know it, Ricky, man. Do your thing, brother. Good seeing you. Yeah. So I woke up and I got right to it. I woke up and I know that I was going to get my hair done and everything like that. So I wanted to get like a good amount of content, you know, style and wild on my TikTok and everything like that. So I got up today and I instantly started doing that. I didn't get up as early as I got up early, and then man, I gotta really get that. I gotta really get that skin. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm completely aware of more of what it means. Like, como vous, and I tell you, this is what we do. Like, outside of that, if you see your boy, say what's up. We tuned in, we checked in. Like, where we tuned in from, where we checked in from, we are here in South Sunny, Florida, and we are talking about the real conversations about health, wealth, and energy to get us in motion and keep our focus on where we going on a regular basis. Big shout outs to Your Lo-Fi Space on YouTube. They have the awesome jams. I've been doing more of my shorts around their music because they just have like awesome playlists, awesome tracks, and they are very talented. So big shout outs to them. Your Lo-Fi Space. Check them out on their way up to 12K subscribers. Speaking of on our way up, we got your boy, the signature boy. Hey everyone, Jaquil here. To where that we are almost past that halfway point and we are getting up to 600K. Wait till I get those sound bites because your boy is slowly getting there. And at the end of the day, it only takes that compound interest of us getting close. Once we get past a certain mark, we just keep using that momentum and keep pushing us forward. So once we hit 700, we already gonna hit 800. Then we gonna get the 900. Then we gonna be up a K. And then we gonna start being able to do giveaways, live YouTube features, and all of that good stuff to become one of the YouTube partner programs. So there's so much in stake, so much at stake, so much to do at stake because if you don't apply all of your knowledge and your energy at this moment, then we just wasted a little bit. And at the end of the day, something that we can really get to when it comes to the audience assessment part of this is just letting it be known that, yo, you're made to do what you're gonna do best. Like, and the only person who's gonna do it for you is you. So you gotta know how to put in those best efforts, how to put in those consistent, disciplined actions to where that we continue on to keep the same motion that we got to be great. So outside of that, I just want to let you all know that it's about what you do, not about what's going on. It's about what you do about what's going on. And at the end of the day, if you have something that you're going for, if you have your mission, if you have your goals and set up, don't be too closed-minded when it comes to people being able to present a certain form of help or a different kind of construct. Just know what's in your best interest, know what's your best values, put your best perspective first, and then really do your thing. So, with that being said, honest assessments today, like we were going through today, didn't really get up as efficient as I wanted to. Like, so I really want to get that scheduling back. I kind of threw that routine off. When I was in the middle of throwing that routine off, I was really wanting to hold it together. But that's just the discipline I need to make sure I keep that structure going. Did not eat today, like so bad with it. So got to make sure I get myself together, get some things from the store and whatnot, so that way I can always be prepped up, ready to go, keep my energy right, keep my energy tight. Outside of that, what we have done, the list of today, it was big makeup day, you know. Got the hair done, got the hair cut, you know. Going to get some groceries and whatnot, pick up another few supplies. When it comes to actually set myself up, I'm gonna do some studying. BOM is tonight. What they got me, like I'm like not with my gas, not with my actual setup. Plus, I gotta get through these chapters, and I gotta really make sure I know, like, and I gotta remember that I started certain things for myself, right? You gotta remember you gotta remember your why, and you gotta always remember why your why is important, because then, in the confusion and the inconvenience, you gotta remember, why am I gonna still continue on to keep going about the route that I'm going at this moment? So you gotta remember your why. You gotta remember where you started. You gotta remember how you got there, how you want to do it, to where that as you progress, you don't lose the sense of why you're doing what you're doing. You feel me? So I gotta remember that I'm doing my new feat at like really getting my insurance license for me, and not for the fact of doing it because I did it or doing it because I say I'm gonna do it. Like, it's just because of the fact that, like, I do what I do based on how I do it, and there's no if you have to do it for yourself in the best possible manner with what you got, then you got to do it that way. And then you can create more ways, you can create more time and more energy and more space to be able to finally get to new levels. And that's when you gotta level yourself up. You gotta get them XPs, you know what I'm talking about? You gotta really get yourself in the state of mind to want better, to be better, because then once you want better, to actually put that massive action for it to become better, then you end up receiving all of those abundance of blessings of how you slowly move throughout the time of what you got going on. So I tell you, man, it's a really cool process. It's a really cool concept. You just have to be able to know where and how to keep that focus. And that's what your boy is here for. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to give you the construct ideas of what you can apply in your everyday life. I'm talking about, and this isn't even all my information. Trust and believe, I got my few. But this is not even all my information. This is information that has been centuries, eons, decades, like just consistent amount of information that's just been passed through history that I've found that I'm really accustomed to. I really enjoy the Taoism effects, the vendetta effect, like really like understanding stoicism to a point to where that these are everyday things that we don't pay attention to. You know, amorphati, making sure that we actually set ourselves up for the best possible set. Premeditatedora is just like, the expectancy of what could come. Like, and that's just how we go. I know my screen always do that. Just like my screen protectors always mess with me. Right? But yes, outside of that, it's make sure I'm charging for you all. Yeah. Outside of that, it's just those things. Being able to practice these concepts on a regular basis is where we like to thrive most at. So, with that being said, we're not gonna do a major long live today. We're probably gonna be tuned in for a little bit. There's a little bit of work. But outside of that, we can go through a couple of structures at the end of the day. There's something that I realized today too, right? There's we pay so much attention to what we want to do when we see into the future of what we think our future will want to, like the idea construct of it. But then we got to remember, there are things that already can be done in this everyday that always leads into the compound effects of that. So check me out, right? So just a few weeks ago, I had a mixology class that I was teaching, right? And I've been a bartender for years, but I've never taught the art of bartending. Like, I've trained people in bartending, but those have been other bartenders that just knowing the ingredients and recipes of what we got. Outside of that, so I've trained people and I've been a bartender for years. I've never actually taught bartending. I've never actually thought about the construct of people don't know what the shakers are, the Boston shakers, Japanese shakers, just the regular martini strainers, shakers. So, these different concepts, right? And as I did this mixology class, I found out that there's more and more people who don't really know about the concepts of bartending, like anybody else who doesn't bartend, right? So with me doing it for so many years, I didn't think about this. I wasn't thinking about the fact that people were wanting to learn it from an A to Z basis. So then that allowed me to become a better teacher. It allowed me to become more efficient when it comes to presenting the information, not only the drink that you're drinking, but the way that it's designed. Why it's designed that way? Why does this bit of ice make a difference in this amount of ice? Why does this shake make more of a difference than this shake? So it has all of these certain properties. Just for me to finally realize this and be like, all right, cool. I got a grasp on that. Let me make sure I can apply that in my everyday. For more opportunities to be presented in the future, where if now I'm at another event, I can break down the concepts just based off of what they want and how they need to know the knowledge. So things can piggyback off of each other is what I'm saying. Is that they can you can do something in this moment right now that will just have created a ripple effect to all of these other things that can happen for you and your setup in your life. So that's a fun thing that we can really always keep in mind. I thought about that earlier. Another really cool concept that we can keep in mind is the fact of doing what we do best. Actually being able to set ourselves up for the best possible results and doing what we do best. Like, to bring it back to the fact that there are things that we can do in our everyday right now that will allow us to better progress in the future later, is just like the simpler things. Like, how do you see yourself? Like me, for example, I see myself as someone, like, after getting my hair done today, I realized, I was like, man, it's been a little time since I've actually had my hair done. And I don't want to be in a position where, like, now something's coming up and I gotta, like, call my barber, call my hairdresser, like, hey, can I get an appointment? Can you, like, book me real quick? So what I was thinking about today is setting myself up in the best concept of being able to make sure I always have my hair done twice a month, to where that I'm always ready for an event or for anything that pops up. Because, like, say I didn't get my hair done today, and then, like, I go somewhere tomorrow, and they're like, oh, like, we got something going on the next night. We got something going on Friday night. Would you be able to? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And then, like, I call my hairdresser, I call my barber, they're booked up on Wednesday and Thursday night, and now I can still do this event that, like, I'm scheduled for and whatnot. However, again, I can't show up and, I can't show up in my best. I can't, like, do it in my best. And my screen is messing with me, but, like, my whole brightness just went down. Like, that's so funny. Nope. It was the brightness on the brightness on the light on the tripod, which is funny. Like, being able to always be ready, so that way you never got to get ready, is one of the things that I was really thinking about today as I was getting my hair done. I was like, man, it's been too long since I've actually had my hair done. So if an opportunity was presented to me yesterday or Sunday, I wouldn't have been in the best state of efficiency to, like, do it. I'm not saying that, like, I need my hair done to pull off a great job. It does add to your character, how you set yourself up, how you represent yourself. And then, like, if you're someone who always, like, has their hair, like, done, and it's always, you're like, oh man, they really take care of themselves. They really make sure that they put themselves first. Make sure they really set themselves up for success on a regular basis. That you never catch them. But, like, the only time you'll catch them with, like, their hair not done or hair not cut is, like, if their barber's out of town or their hairdresser's, like, on vacation or something like that. So, like, just those things. So for me to be someone who's always ready for opportunity, for presentation, for events, to really put on a show, I want to be able to always be in my best, best setup of being able to present that properly. And then, you don't never want to shy away from opportunities because you don't feel at your best self. So if you're always at your best self, then you always do what you do best. So there's something that I realized today. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've been a little weary about going into my new notebook. Like, I got my new composition notebook, not this one, but there's a new one that I have, and I haven't wrote anything in it yet, really, because the point of me buying that one was so I can take all of this information out of this one, take all the information out of that one, take all the information out of the other one, and really bring them together and put them in a sense that can allow me to, como se dice, restructure my ideas of how I want the rest of these next couple months. What month we in? August, September, October, November, December. Like, so for these next few months, man, isn't that crazy? Like, so September, October, November, December, only 4 months left in the year. Crazy. Like, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, my year has been pretty slow. Like, I can honestly say, like, I've been a little bit more aware of, like, what I've been doing and where my time has been going. So as my months haven't been passing as fast as they used to, like, there used to be a time where it used to be like the 2nd of the month, and I'll look up and it's the 15th. I'm like, what's going on? So my year's been pretty slow. So it's been allowing me to realize what I need to do, how to best set myself up in the best possible setup, and really bring myself to a whole new state of thinking and designing the structure of my life. So, and this is what we talk about on a regular basis. We talk about these little things that can allow us to think, like, what's some of the best ways that I can get myself in front of more people? What's some of the best ways I can create more value? What's some of the best ways I can make more money? Things like this, to where that now that once you got those in thought process and you start the action of those, it leads you into other things. Like, you start looking, this is what I mean, they can piggyback off of each other. Me, like I say, I enjoy performing. I love the practicing. I love the rehearsals. I love to be able to, like, set up a spiel, script, or something to be able to perform it in my best attitude and best work. So there are times where I'll Like, you know, I'll randomly be out somewhere. I'll randomly be out somewhere, like a like nice little outside bar, like some live music, like a street fest or something like that. And then next thing you know, like there's a moment that I can perform like a song or like I can perform like a dance or something like that. And then like I'm already kind of ready for that because I'm like already active. I always like to, you know, I always like to break it down, you know. Like, so I'm already kind of ready for that. And I'll find myself in a position where it's like I'm like I just came out here to get some lunch. I just came out here to like, you know, chill, have a good time. Now I'm front of stage in front of like hundreds of people just doing what I do best. And I find myself in these positions often because then, like, you know, it's what I like to do. I like to be in places where I can perform and act and everything. So if I'm always making sure that my daily routine consists of like me and, you know, taking my, drinking my tea, you know, making sure that I stretch, making sure that my flexibility is like, you know, like make sure that I'm increasing blood flow and whatnot, you know, throughout the day, then once this opportunity presents itself, then I'm already warmed up. Like, you know, I've been moving, working out, stretching, like, you know, working on my flexibility, working on my acrobatics, all these things all day. So now that the fact that like the moment comes where it's like they're like, hey, who wants to perform? Or like it's an open stage, and then like I'm just like, hey, let me see. And, you know, to be able to now spread more of what I'm able to do about who I am. So they can piggyback off of each other. Your everyday hobbies can play big parts in your everyday value, which increases your everyday business. So these are those levels that we like to go through. And these are pretty awesome concepts now that I'm saying them out loud because you don't know what can actually help. Like I'm over here, look, I tell you, look, watashi wa nihongo hashimaske. I don't know when I'm gonna need Japanese, but I guarantee you I know it when I got it. Like when a moment presents itself to where it's like, does anyone speak Japanese? Like if anyone speaks Japanese, they're able to crack this code and like win millions of dollars. Like, you know, you never know. Like, you know, that's just the one I came up with. It's like, does anyone here speak Japanese? If you do, then you can be able to solve this code. And if you can solve this code, you can win millions of dollars. And I can be like, Skoshi, manande mas. And then literally get in there and like crack the code and like, who knows? Like, you know, I don't know. Like, the world's crazy. Like, there's a lot of them. It's like sometimes that those skills that you have, like those talents that you have, that aren't necessarily required in like business settings and whatnot, you never know. You never know what happens with what you know. So it's best to just have things already in your arsenal. You know, have everything equipped on you already. You know, always be ready for like any action. There goes why like I really want to get my studying in, so that way when I go and take this test the next time, it's a done deal. Like I've done enough of the studying, I've actually had enough of the conversations to where that literally just comes into motion. And then as me being a bartender server in the industry, you know, I think about, yeah, like I love the restaurant industry. Just got my license in life insurance. I can help people like sign up for policies that can help them build wealth tax-free, help them really set up their family for future success. In the case of anything happening, what people don't know is that policies can be borrowed against if you are injured or disabled. So that can always work. For me, like I was somebody who had like got into a bad accident years ago, and I wasn't able to walk, so I wasn't able to work. I was a server and I wasn't able to pay rent. And to think if I had a policy written under me, like at that time, like if I had like if I had like an AD&D, like an accidental dismemberment or an accidental death, like that, what those I could have used those payments to, you know, for like hospital bills. I can use those payments for rent and whatnot as I'm out of commission for the next 3 months. So, and then that way that it can really, so knowing these kinds of things could have helped me a long time ago. So I would hate for somebody to be in a position like mine, so where like they, you know, you're just a normal person walking around in society, and then boom, you get hit by a car, like, and now you can't work and pay bills. But don't worry, not to worry. You already have these policies set up that I was able to help you with, so that way now you can support yourself. You can make sure you still grocery shop. You can make sure you still pay bills until you're back on your feet. So these are like what I'm like really wanting to learn, so that way better to have them and not need them, right? Like that's the thing. So that's me in my everyday conversation where it's like, yeah, I just passed my insurance exam, so I can really help you grow your wealth. I can help you grow your wealth tax-free I can help you find ways to where you can transfer money from your 401k or your Roth IRA or 403b to where you can put it into an annuity, so that way you can able to be structured, so that way you can able to structure the finance of your business. And it also has provisions and different rider policies allowed into it, so that way you can not only protect yourself, your business, you can protect yourself, your estate, your business, your family, and then everybody else to come. So you can do this with everybody in your family, to where that this can help in any situation. Why wait for, and it's the same thing that I was just literally just saying when it comes to like the fact of setting yourself up for success. Why wait for something to happen to do something about something happening? Why not just set it up properly? Why wait for me? Why walk around with my hair all undone for like weeks at a time just to finally get an event, to finally go get my hair done? No, I should always like be in a position where that I can consistently have my hair done, make sure I have it scheduled properly, make sure I have the right scheduling properly, so that way I can always be in tune with my hairdresser and my barber to make sure that their times are available, when necessary. So, like I say, all of these things play a part, because if you go all the way back to the beginning, like, look, me walking around with a nice hairstyle prepares me for an event that I go out and talk to somebody today, and I can talk to them about what I do and what I'm able to do for people. And then next thing you know, that leads into like an event, and then that event leads into like conversations, and then that conversations leads into meeting new people, which lets them new people know what I do, and then the cycle just keeps repeating itself. So that's what we want to have. That's what we want to be set up at, to where that we have our best interests at heart and set up. So these are those things that we want to pay attention to. These are those things that we want to always have set up, because you never know, just putting that one thing in motion, what it'll come out to, especially over time, especially done in the right manner of you setting it up properly. So, like, that's what I wanted to say about that. Just a nice little solid quick check-in. Nothing too crazy. I wanna get back to like getting these videos knocked out, so that way I can like go get something to eat, get my energy in me, and then like go ahead and get to studying. If there's any chance that somebody from BOM sees this live, like, I am not going to be coming to BOM, because I'm going to sit back and use those same amount of time to be studying the same way that I need to be to knock out more chapters, to get higher scores and actually get there, because I'm coming to BOM with something. Like, I know my upline Frankie's gonna be on me, but it's just like, I'm putting in my work. I'm definitely putting in my work, because I have my priorities set. I have my structure going of what I need to do, because the only person that can really help me structure my life in the best way I can is me. As long as I pay attention to what's important, prioritize, and what increases value, profit, and progression. So with that being said, this has been your 2 p.m. check-in, a nice little quick one. And I'm gonna make this one public, so that way for anybody that wants to see it, they're always more than welcome to. Like, hey, I don't choose which ones. I just do it randomly. I like to make the ones public when it comes to like, nice little conversation. Like, I didn't really just like be blabbing on about nothing. No one wants to just hear me blab. Who's this guy? Who's this guy over here just talking? Like, who's this great looking wisdom kind of guy? Nobody wants to hear this guy. So with that being said, stay up, stay blessed. I will see you all for the 11 p.m. check-in. I'm about to get some work done. I'm about to get into some studying. I'm about to get into some grub. And I will see you all later. Stay up, stay blessed. Remember, you can do more because you can be more. And as you become more, you can do a lot more, because it only gets better from here. All right? Stay up, stay blessed. I'll see you later.